Alright, topic number 2 for today is going to be angles and arcs. Once again, we are working with circles. Make sure that you get your title written down in your notes. And we are going to start off by drawing a circle. Alright, just do your best there. There's my circle. I'm going to mark the center of my circle, the dot in the middle there. And what we're talking about today is we're talking about angles that are inside circles. Okay? So we are going to set up, and you can make this as big or small as you would like. We're going to set up an angle inside of our circle. Just like that. This angle here is called a central angle. Right here. This is called a central angle. Okay, our definition for central angle is any angle with a vertex at the center of a circle. So a central angle is any angle with a vertex at the center of the circle. So the vertex of this angle here, this vertex is the center of our circle. If you take all of your central angles, so we have this one here, this one over here is another central angle. It's a bigger one. Okay. But if you take all your central angles in a circle, there could be 1, 2 of them, there could be a couple of 3 of them. You could have it divided up like a pizza, maybe there's 8 of them. I don't know. But if you take all your central angles and add them up, you're going to get 360 degrees. So if you take all of them and add them up, get it 360 degrees. This makes sense because we know that a circle has 360 degrees in it, and that's a full circle to go all the way around. Okay, next thing we're going to do is draw another circle. About the same size as the last one. If you want to be very precise with your circles, you can use a compass, but I'm not worrying too much about it, just as long as it looks pretty close to a circle. Now, inside this circle, I'm going to divide it up just like I did the last one. Make mine look a little different here, maybe. I'm going to divide here and there. So there's my angle. And we're going to put points here. We're going to call this C for center. Call this point A, this one B, and we're going to put a point over here called D. So we have A, B, C, and D. Remember, feel free to pause the video if you need a little extra time to write stuff down or process stuff. So the first thing that happens with this circle is it's divided into 2 different arcs. So we have this arc right here, and then we have this larger arc over here. This arc is less than 180, so it's not quite a straight line. That would be from here all the way over to here. Okay, it's a little bit less than that. Any sort of arc that we have on a circle that is less than 180 degrees is called a minor arc. Okay, so that's any arc that measure is smaller than 180. So not quite a straight line, smaller than that. Any arc that we have that is bigger than 180 degrees is called a major arc. Okay, so if it goes more than halfway around, we're going to call that a major arc. Now, we have to figure out how to name our arcs. So anytime you're talking about a minor arc, so just the arc from here to here, you're going to label this just based off of its endpoints. So if it's a minor arc, you label based off of its endpoints. And so this would be called AB, and we're going to put an arc over it. That is arc AB. Okay, arc AB. Now, if we look at our green arc, if I talked about my endpoints of my green arc, the endpoints of this arc are also A and B. So in order to differentiate between a minor arc and a major arc, we have to include this extra point. And so our major arc is going to be called arc A, and then we don't want to go directly to B because that would send us over here. We need to go to D next. So this is A, D, B, and since it's an arc, we put an angle or an arc on top of it. Okay? This is how you label arcs. Arcs are different than angles. Okay? This angle is still angle ACB. This angle here is angle ACB. This angle over here is bigger than 180, so this is one that we struggle with being able to name. But angles are still named the same. Arcs are actually this line here. This arc is labeled this way. Okay, so there's difference between arcs and angles, but whatever your angle measure is, your arc measure is going to be the same. All right, let's draw another circle. This will be our last circle we draw. I lied. There'll be one more circle after this. Okay, so in this circle, we're going to put our center. I'm going to call the center C. Call this point A and that point B. This is a line that's going directly across my circle. Okay. Line AB here would be called a diameter. And what a diameter does is it breaks our circle into two halves. So we have our top half here and our bottom half here. And these halves, this is called a semicircle. Okay. So semicircle, this would be like part of a circle. Okay, half, and it's actually exactly half of a circle. So you're not going all the way around, you're going halfway around. We call that a semicircle. Okay, so remember there's differences between angles and arcs. Arcs have two different things. They have arc length, which we'll talk about next time, and they also have an angle measure that goes along with them. Okay? Whatever the angle measure is of an arc is going to be the same as the central angle that goes along with it. So let's look at one example quickly here. So we'll just do one quick example so we can see how this works. So go ahead and draw a circle. And label it the way I label mine. Okay, so this is circle K. Okay, so we label our circles based off of the center, so circle K. First question I want to know is what is the measure of angle JKH? So this is the measure of J to K to H. That's this angle right here. Okay. First, this right here is a straight line, GJ. So this is going to be 180 degrees. So I'm going to label it. This is a straight line, so that's 180 degrees. What we need to do to figure out the measure of this angle is we know there's 360 degrees total here. So we're going to take 360. We're going to take away the angles that we know. So we know 180, 122. And that's going to leave the number of degrees that are left over for the angle that we're looking for. So 360 minus 180 minus 122. That is 58 degrees. So the measure of JKH is 58 degrees. That's the number of degrees left over out of 360. Okay, once we knock out the other two. B. The next question I'm going to ask is what is the measure of arc JH. So anytime you're asked for the measure of an arc, it's asking for the degree measure. So this is asking for the degree measure. J to H is right here, and that's going to have the same degree measure as the central angle. So that's 58 degrees. Okay, the other thing that could be asked is it could ask for the measure of arc HJG. So, for this question, it's asking us to go from H. Now, the shortest distance to J is to go here, and now it wants us to go all the way around to G. So, it's asking for all of this. So, this arc consists of 58 degrees and 180 degrees. So, this measure of HJG is going to be 58 degrees plus 180. So that's 238 degrees. Alright, so today was mostly definitions. Your homework, you guys can go ahead and get started on that. It has a little bit of circumference in it as well, talking about different parts of a circle, and that will be due on Tuesday. Make sure you have both of these videos notes in your notebook. They will be part of our binder check next time we have a binder check in the next couple weeks. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a great weekend.